3, 2, 1, and we're live. Hey friends, Ernie here with PatternCast. And if you don't know what PatternCast is, lots of you know me by Trader of the Futures or Apple Investor. That's a blast from the past. PatternCast is as the name implies, is a pattern recognition technology that we are applying to crypto and also traditional markets. We've been applying it to traditional markets now for almost a year with just spectacular results. And just recently we started applying it to Bitcoin, and it's only been open for 2 weeks. We have 1 day left for people to get in on the intro offer. So far, 7 out of 8 trades have produced fantastic results, an average of about $500 or 500 Bitcoin USD, BTC USD. And that's pretty good. So today's the last day. The whole deal was that while I'm on vacation, this is all I'm going to talk about it, by the way. While I was on vacation, I'm going home today. And if you don't get in by today at this unbelievable price, well, then you'll be, I'm sure, very happy to pay the much higher price later on. Because later we're going to be adding more than just Bitcoin. I can see Litecoin, Ethereum, Ripple. Some people, Bitcoin Cash. Some people have suggested Dogecoin because it's been around a while and has a lot of interest by people, even though it was started as a joke. And that kind of leads me into the title of this thing is, I guess, is Bitcoin a religion, or the religion of Bitcoin trading? So, first of all, a religion implies one thing. That, well, first of all, you're part of a larger group of people that have one thing in common, and that is faith. Faith that there will be everlasting life in most religions. In Bitcoin, it could be everlasting, I guess, freedom from censorship and ultimate security and anonymity abound, just like nirvana when it comes to money. And that, I guess, then faith also that someday, yes, you too will obtain Lambos and hoes, and maybe possibly a villa. Just by embracing. Oh, that's all you gotta do. Embrace Bitcoin. Believe. Some people call it a cult too. So maybe it's a cult. A cult has all the same tenets as a religion. As a matter of fact, I think most religions are cults. But it implies something a little bit more nefarious, where people have been brainwashed. So maybe that is what this Bitcoin affliction is. Now, I don't want you to misunderstand what I'm saying here. How can you say that? And you have a business based around Bitcoin? Yes. Because I do believe that there is a future for cryptocurrencies. I don't know if it's going to be Bitcoin. Maybe it will. It has one thing going for it, and that is the masses. The masses have voted that Bitcoin is the one, like Neo. So I like Bitcoin for this one fundamental reason. It has fairly good liquidity. Not great liquidity, but I mean, so for instance, any kind of whale with any significant amount of money can move the market very easily. However, for most retail traders, it has pretty good liquidity. There are multiple exchanges. That's one of the problems. It's one of the allures, I guess. But the other thing is that it has great volatility. And that volatility is important, and particularly when you're trading, because you need those peaks and troughs in order to gain some kind of advantage. Now, the big problem with Bitcoin, and a lot of people have noticed this, is trying to find some kind of correlation to something else that exists in the world. Is there a correlation to gold? Is there a correlation to the markets? Is there a correlation to, I don't know, political, geopolitical, macroeconomic conditions? The answer to that is, and I think most people are starting to come around to this, and I've been saying it for years, is that there is no correlation. It's on its own. It goes its own way. That's right. Bitcoin goes its own way. And that's mostly because it's at the whim. It's something that is, first of all, different than anything else that has ever existed in terms of a monetary system. As a general application, it is different. Has no owner. It is decentralized for the most part. There can be some arguments made on that. And it has staying power. It's well designed, crafted, so it has yet to be breached. The only breach that happens through Bitcoin are places where you can interact or purchase it or trade it at exchanges. And by and large, because they're unregulated, and so this adds to the myth too, you know? It's not Bitcoin that's the problem, it's everything else that's the problem. Bitcoin is invincible. And so we build up this mythological, almost surreal deity in Bitcoin. And it has lore too. You know, there's this Satoshi Nakamoto bonehead group person, whatever. People wonder if that person actually exists. Or is it a government conspiracy? Is it the CIA? No one knows. And I don't care. I really don't care. All I care is that I can trade it. I can trade it with PatternCast. I don't have to use bullshit TA, technical analysis, because that's what it is. I came across this this group that someone was talking about in our Discord called CryptoFace, and has a huge following, about 8,000 people or so. And they sell their signature series of technical indicators. And they sell it for a lot of money. They sell it for 0.1 Bitcoin, or approximately $1,000. And people are enraptured. And that's just the rights to use it for a year. Then you have to re-up it again. I started looking at them. There's nothing special about these indicators, first of all. I could recreate any and all of them in under 4 hours tops. They are all based on very well-known indicators that are already out there. As a matter of fact, I probably already have indicators that do most of what they do. And people have been convinced. They have been convinced of this kind of cultish atmosphere in CryptoFace that these indicators are the path to your riches, which is such bullshit. There is no technical analysis, no technical analysis that will be able to reliably predict Bitcoin or any other asset that has a significant following. Just isn't. You cannot take the past 14 bars and then expect that to tell you the future. Like the RSI. That's exactly what the RSI does. It looks at the past 14 bars, and then you're supposed to be able to tell the future from that. It's crap. PatternCast doesn't do any of that. PatternCast looks at real data. It looks at what has happened in the entire history of that asset. It can go through and match or find patterns in that data that humans can't see. It can literally find hundreds of thousands, even millions of patterns in a flash, just like that. Due to its pattern recognition technology, it's working in the cloud, working with thousands and thousands of worker processes to identify patterns that repeat themselves and are similar to the evolving market. That's how PatternCast works. And then it can tell us, how often the market has behaved that way, and what is the potential that we're currently coming into that same kind of pattern, and what it has been the previous result when those types of patterns have existed. And this is the secret sauce of PatternCast. Of course, the secret sauce is actually the implementation, which is quite complex, but it's very effective. And so far, we're achieving the kind of results that I expected to achieve based on the traditional PatternCast system that works on futures, forex, and stocks. And that is 96% of all triggered calls end up positive. 70% reach 70% of the target. 65% reach 100% of the target or more. Those are remarkable numbers. The average trade reaches 200% of the stated targets that we give in our signals. 200%, the average trade. PatternCast is unbelievable at picking off outliers. So we capture virtually all of the outliers. Can you build a religion around that? What PatternCast does for the average trader is it turns them into a better trader because they don't have to worry about this stuff. They know they have edge. Now all they have to do is concentrate on their execution. They can have confidence in the strategy because it's not just a strategy. It is what has happened in the past. That is quite different than looking at 14 bars in the past and then trying to guess where that might bring you for the next 5 bars. That is called hope, and hope is not a strategy. So PatternCast will be available at this low price right now, this introductory, we call it the founder price of $349 for an entire year. Then after today, that price jumps up dramatically to reflect at least some of its true value. I don't even believe it's even doing that. And in the next 2 or 3 weeks, we will be adding to that 3, maybe 4 other cryptocurrencies. So that you'll have even more opportunities. So far in the past 2 weeks that we've been in business, we've had 7 winners out of 8. I would say that that's about average. I mean, it will end up being about 75 to 80% win rate. Maybe a little bit higher because crypto happens to have a much higher degree of volatility. So we have a system that can see those patterns more readily. They're more visible, I guess is the best way to put it. But that's PatternCast. If you're interested, go below PatternCast.com, go to the site, you'll see it, click on the button, get in today. I'll try to process your order today, but I'm leaving later tonight on the ferry, going back to the mainland. But after tonight, that's it, done. You can pay in either worthless fiat with your credit card, which probably is a religion. I think fiat is a religion. Or you can pay in cryptocurrency. We like cryptocurrency. All right, let's see. What are people saying here? Marvika, how you doing? Marvika is a new member. Joined your Bitcoin PatternCast. Very excited. I'm glad to have you. Booger's Guy. It's correlated to whale's temperament. That is probably very true. Unfortunately, we cannot measure whale's temperament. They keep it hidden until they want to expose it. So I agree with you, Booger's Guy. All right. Crypto Face was shorting at the bottom. He doesn't know shite. Yeah. Well, when I saw the indicators that they were selling for $1,000 for a year, I knew right away that this is a cult. This is a scam. Crypto Face, I'm saying it right out here. Crypto Face is a scam. All right? And if you're a member of those, go back there and tell them that I said that. Please. Sean says, CryptoFace is a good marketer, like the milk industry in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, with the slogan, does a body good. Well, yeah, like I said, again, cult. They have managed to enrapture a large number of people with a dogma. Sean says, as a member, PatternCast is the real deal. Thank you very much. All eyes. Ernie, is it okay to say how much I've already made from PatternCast? Of course it is. Love the 94.18 call yesterday. Yeah, that was actually 94.17, but who's counting? Yeah, that was pretty good. That was our 7th out of 8 calls. We're in a long right now, by the way. So we have a long at about 9,600 and change. And it looks like it's going to make a move of about 400, maybe 500 points. So if you're interested, there you go. There's the most recent PatternCast trade. Don't expect me to be giving out trades anymore in the future unless it's a special circumstance. I will be reviewing the trades as we go along, just as I've done in the original traditional PatternCast. All I says, can't thank you enough, Coach. Marvico, your PatternCast signal price are from Kraken exchange site or from other exchange platform? No. What we do is we aggregate 4 of the biggest exchanges out there, and then we normalize that data to create essentially our own data feed for Bitcoin. Because no one exchange has all the data or has accurate data or represents all the other exchanges. So we aggregate a number of exchanges, then normalize that data, and then PatternCast does the analysis on that. So you're getting a truer version of what the worldwide view of Bitcoin is. Ernie, any thoughts on this 4-year journey that has come pretty popular on YouTube? Bob Lucas makes a great case. We have just started a new 4-year cycle in the December low. Although I believe in cycles, if he thinks that the market is going down or we're in some sort of the top of a 4-year cycle, I don't believe that. As a matter of fact, I believe that in the near future, stocks are going to wildly outpace and outperform bonds. So what does that mean? It means that stocks are going higher. So many free calls. People just need to execute. Dimmerip, how you doing? Can PatternCast be applied to other kinds of trades like petrochemicals, electronics? And we do. Right now, we do apply it to traditional markets. So you can join either PatternCast for Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies, or you can choose PatternCast for futures, forex, and stocks. I mean, there people are killing it. We have a lot of people in that group, and they're making money every day. So here's the other great thing about PatternCast is that besides the edge that you get there, when you get into our group and you get into our Discord, you're given first-class support. It's more like mentorship than anything else. We have almost daily seminars in there. We have to think about how we're going to record those for posterity's sake. But so I'm in that. I'm in those groups. My partner's in those groups. A lot of experienced PatternCast traders are in those groups. And if you're a new trader, this is the perfect place to start. You will completely avoid taking on all those bad habits that most of the people who practice what I call the broker narrative that is designed not to make you successful, but to get you to trade more, because that's how brokers make their money, through commissions. Brokers have no interest, well, most brokers, there are a select few, they have no interest in seeing you successful. They only have interest in one thing: trade a lot. If you blow up your account, no problem. There'll be someone else to take your place, and you'll probably come back for more. That's what brokers want you to do. We're here to guide you to a new way, a way of looking at the market from a data perspective. I think the dog's doing something back there. So not only can it be applied to petrochemicals, electronics, and other markets and futures and forex and other currencies and stocks, but PatternCast can actually be applied to just about anything, like weather or sports betting or elections. And we're looking into a lot of those opportunities, by the way. Oh, he said we've just started a new 4-year cycle with Bitcoin and makes a great case the December low was the end of the last 4-year cycle. With the 1-year bear market, his channel. I'll take a look at Bob Lucas. Worth it. Worth always looking at what other people have to say. Hey, Nima. There's nobody here. A currency is predicted on faith, just like our current non-backed fiat USD. Bitcoin, by way of its unhackable stats, adds to its faith factor and ultimate acceptance in it being the next currency. Maybe. Okay. I am done now. What I want you to do right now is go down below, check out PatternCast, and while you're down there, there's a link in the description. Click that like button, click the subscribe, the little subscribe notification bell, and share this out on your social media. I would really appreciate it, because I'm going to be delivering a lot of great new content coming out there for those traders and wannabe traders, and also reviewing our calls on PatternCast so you can see what you're missing. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next video.